Good morning everyone. If you are new to here, welcome. This is the 12th day that MP and I, and now including Loic, have been posting every single day. One episode every single day, as we believe we're going to launch this boat very, very soon. And we are showing you exactly what happens on a day at the shipyard. We have had a lot done. If you haven't seen what we have done, I think this is episode 12. In the past 11 episodes, you could just go back, click on our channel and go and check the last 11 episodes. And while you're on the channel, just click that subscribe button so you don't miss out on anything. Thanks for being here. We have two more thru-hulls, or two more holes to make under the waterline, and that is for the bathroom on the starboard side. We have 3 bilge pumps installed, so we can already make the thru-hulls above the waterline for those 3 bilge pumps. Yesterday we figured out which tools are best to use, and we just kept them in a bucket. Actually, it's a Huck bucket, very, very strong, rugged bucket. Don't go and check them out. So we've got all the tools we used yesterday, and we know how to do it. Actually, somewhere we've got a guy here. Let's go and find him. We have Loic here. You've seen him in yesterday's episode. He came over from Guatemala on a little motorbike, and he sailed to Guatemala from the Canary Islands. So he's been great help yesterday. Without further ado, let's get into it. Let's get this bucket downstairs. Thank you so much for tuning into this channel. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out. If you enjoy this video, just click that like button. It's very quick and it supports us a lot. Over here in the head, this is actually the head that everyone's going to use, and it's going to have a shower box and it's going to be a lot more spacious. We're just going to put the thru-hulls in. Now the rule is the output has to be 6 inches above the input, or they have to be 12 inches apart. In the other one, they are way more than 12 inches apart. One's going to be here, and the other one I'm going to put in the plank under it. So it is definitely 6 inches higher and definitely 12 inches apart. So you don't end up sucking in whatever comes out of the big one, which you don't want to have to be sucking back in. So let's just drill, and then we'll move over to the next holes because we want to epoxy them all at the same time. And the shipworm is going to do it. Not much to it except for drilling. And finally we have a 5 centimeter thick plank, so we can drill half from in and then the rest from out. Pilot hole first, or a guide, a test hole, whatever you want to call it. Need to find them somewhere. I can already see they're way under the waterline. This is the outlet. This is going to become a 1.5 inch, I think it is. And this is the inlet, 3/4 of an inch. I'm going to go up, confirm, and then we can drill. Let's go. Yeah. We've got the 2 holes done in the head. Now we're going to move over to bilge pump holes, and when we have all the holes, we'll do the epoxy. I will not say that again just so I don't repeat myself, but for that the stair has to move, and then we're going to figure out, I think we'll go that way. We'll just do the same thing. We'll pretend the hose is going here, and we'll drill a hole from out to in over there, nicely in the middle of a plank, so it's nice and strong. And then I'll see, once everything's in place, we can go buy the hoses and install it all. Loic's already measured 8 centimeters aft of the stanchion, which is the reference point we took from inside. 8 centimeters up would have been right on this seam or joint over here, which is not good. So we're going to drill up there, which is slightly higher, but higher is always better. and also it's not in the middle of the seam, and it's going to be nice and strong. Then all we need to do is pull the hose. Well, we'll see. We'll start with drilling, and then we've got one more to do at the bow, and then we can start working on the next step. But let's get going, and I think we might get mosquito repellent first. With all this here, it's nuts. This plank over here is 9 centimeters. You can get 3.5 centimeters in with that. So that means we have to drill once with 3.5, then chisel out that 3.5 centimeters. Again, that's what he's doing now with 3.5, then chisel out, and then once more that will go all the way through. Now, what the people do here that's really clever is they work in the shade first on the other side of the boat when in the morning, and in the afternoon when the sun's on the other side, they work here, but we're not that clever. And we're doing it like chronologically from back to front, the bilge pumps, which kind of just doesn't let us forget one, but he's doing good. I've got the heavy tool, he's got the light one. Sorry guys, I lied. It's only 8.5 centimeters thick. And what I like seeing here is that it is 2 planks together, but I'm gonna try and get you guys to see it. But it's like you can't, let me get the light here. How do you get that both? You see? It looks like one, kind of really sealed together. Good. We need one more in the bow locker, like big one, probably in the slightly thinner plank, which is good. And then we need to go and we'll epoxy them, and then we'll go and get the thru-hulls, and we'll send them to the welder to get extended, because our thru-hull is not even this depth, so it won't even reach the other side. But that can be done after while the epoxy is curing. Loic, how long did this one take us?
Wow, like half an hour.
Half an hour?
An hour maybe.
Yeah. And the other one?
10 minutes.
Yeah, so you learn from the ways of doing it, and you always figure out better ways. So next time Loic has to drill into a 8.5 centimeter plank, he'll always know what to do. Anyway, we're gonna leave these for now and go to the bow. There was one of your comments, I would like to flip this around, because the way it locks is it falls downwards. And if someone's in there and it locks, you won't be able to get out. So I'd like it to open downwards, and when you have to lock it, you have to lift it. Nothing big, but it'll help a lot. So the pump is right under here. It flows under, and it'll go between this frame, can you see that? And that one up here. And we've measured 15 centimeters forwards of the stanchion. Yeah. And that's where it's gonna go. Now he always leaves the drill bit in for me to see where it comes out in here, except all these are in the way, and I know I'm going to need to access this anyway. I've found where the drill bit is, and it's like 1 centimeter away from the stanchion. So another hole, I think it's this forward starboard bit that's off always. So I'm going to have to drill a tiny bit to the right. Drilled another hole right next to it where I measured from the inside, and it's perfect now. We're going to drill this one out. We're going to make this cup saw hole now, and then we'll epoxy everything, and then we'll see how fast this epoxy can cure today. So, and also, while we're working with epoxy to put inside the holes, we're going to put the 2 plugs in. So yeah, definitely use pilot holes, because if that was done with a cup saw, it would be a way bigger plug. So let's get drilling. We can have that first beer of the day.
Not sponsored, unfortunately.
Unfortunately. I can now confirm that every single through hole that we need in the boat is done. We have one more bilge pump that we need to buy, and I'm not going to drill until we have the pump itself. But we do not have to drill any more holes in the boat to make it float. We're just going to see if everything fits. Go over it with ethanol, and we can epoxy the holes already. Plug those 2 holes, let's see. Yeah, it looks like it's off, it's not straight, but that's because of this little screw thingy here, but it does go through. Very nice. And then we have this one over here. Very nice as well. So I'm just going to clean them all and then epoxy all the holes. Thanks to Loic, we have all the through holes done under and on top of the waterline. He's gone over with some ethanol to prep it for epoxying. And next step is just time. We need to let the ethanol evaporate, and then we're gonna let the epoxy, hopefully not evaporate, cure. And then once that's done, we can install the through holes, and we can call the underwater line done. One more, and then we're done. Cut it, well, let it cure, cut it, make a little area around it and prep all the paint, and then you'll never see that ever again. So I'm going to leave that cure as well with the other stuff, and when all the through holes are in, I'll come and chop this off and prep the paint and also make all the through holes look nice, not like this. I forgot to spread this one out.
So here, I already explained we have the 4 switches because it's the 4 pumps we have in order from forwards to aft. We started from aft to forward, so the engine room one is already connected. Then the under the stairs one is also connected. The second one is the one that we want to install under the beds, but we couldn't find a pump that suits our needs for there yet, so this one is on standby. And this first one is the bow locker, the first one, and this is the one we're gonna tackle today. So hopefully by the end of the day this will be working.
Today we have officially got all the through hulls we need to float this boat. All we need to do now is wait for this epoxy to dry. I've also sent the through hulls off, at least the ones on top of the waterline, which is slightly too short for those massive planks over there. I'm just dropping them off at the welder to get extended with the amount we need. Tomorrow we should be able to install all the brass and stainless, bronze and stainless steel through hulls. Super excited about that. Let's go and check these guys here, because these guys have suffered loads. Hang on. You guys are heroes.
It's so hot today.
I'm going to tell these guys to stop working as well. It's too hot, especially in that bow locker. Today we officially managed to get, thanks to the help of Loic, every single through hull below and above the waterline that we need to float this boat. Let's go and have a look for him, shall we? All we need to do now is still put the through hulls in, but that's going to be tomorrow as the epoxy still has to cure. And speaking of epoxy, I just have to mention epoxy curing and the rain starts. It's crazy. I just need to mention varnish or paint or fiberglass and it just starts raining. That happened so randomly, literally just tidying up the boat, getting this fire going, and all of a sudden this team of guys just came and took away our big old inflatable boat. But fear not, we're not going to throw it away, and we've got a big surprise for you when it comes back.
This part and that part, the relay box there, are ready to be tested. It goes with no need to say that this is temporary. The ideal thing would be to really do the wire properly from the switch everywhere through the whole boat, making holes, tying them nicely. But people are waiting for us for the barbecue, so we don't have time for that. So what we're gonna do is just a wire here outside the boat, in the window, so we can test the switch and see if this pump is working, and then later I can do the wires properly.
I'll leave you to do it.
I'm finding this improv quite funny, but I really didn't want to leave today without knowing if that hard work paid off. It was really tough to be in that bow locker today because it was incredibly hot, but if it's working, then it's gonna be worth it and I can go home feeling happy. When I move this to manual, the pump should show some life. And Okay, at least I know the light is on. Let's check there if anything happened. Okay or not okay?
Sí, sí. Okay.
Okay, now we're gonna test the automatic. So he's gonna flick the switch up and I'm gonna leave it on automatic position. Automatic has power. I'm gonna go there and check. Yes! All the sweat paid off. Of course, all this improv here on deck has to be done officially, but at least we know that all the relay things that we did there, all the brain work we did today worked. So I'm super happy, and I love ending the episode with a victory, right? So relieved, super happy, and now we're ready for barbecue. See you tomorrow. Don't forget, we're posting every single day, and we're so thankful to everybody who's watching. We really hope you're enjoying this series. We are finding it super exciting. It is challenging, of course, but it's also super thrilling. So thanks for being here. Bye.